Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Eric from the Mature Minded Gamers, and we're always looking to add new members to our group. Make sure you check the video description for a link to our website, which will take you directly to our Discord link, and join us that way to game with us. Today we're talking Cubic Odyssey. This is a Minecraft-like survival game that is a ton of fun, especially if you like exploration and space and all the good stuff with it. And we've been having a blast with it here, and I'm going to cover a video here that talks about some tips and tricks for getting you started in this game. Let's get to it. Alright everybody, the first tip and trick is to follow the tutorial. You want to do that because it explains a lot of how this game works, and it gets you a lot of the good starting equipment that you're going to need, especially if you're playing multiplayer. I would definitely recommend everybody load up their game and at least get to where you unlock your ship. And then you can merge into your worlds together, or at minimum log into your own world, get all the resources that are underneath the crash ship, because there's a lot of good resources there, and then maybe move over to one world and continue to work together, however you want to do it. But getting the ship unlocked, you also get a hovercraft unlocked, which is important to have. So that would be my recommendation. Number one is play through the tutorial portion, and the tutorial is, I mean, it's a complete campaign, but I mean the tutorial being done when you actually get your first spaceship and you can fly it. Then I think at that point it's a good time to go ahead and move in and play together on one world. All right, next tip is if you hit tab to go into your inventory, you're going to see here's QB1, and very early on in the game it tells you to interact with QB1, and I know it was a little confusing at first, so this is how you do that. He'll be right here. You click on him. You can turn him off. This is where he equips things. And down here is requested items. This is one of the very first things you get, is to request a crafting bench, and it's right here. So just as a tip and trick, this is your robot, and eventually you'll unlock an ore scanner for him, which I have right here, drone scanner 1. That'll come along in the quest. And then you can scan for ore, and you can see there's multiple tiers. And as you find them, it will fill in the space and unlock them. So like in tier 4 here, I've found cobalt. And I found all the tier 1 and tier 2, which are on the starting planet as well. And then once you click on this, now he's scanning for that ore. And when he finds it right there, he will link it, and then you can actually see it down in the ground. So see it way down there? It's kind of hard to see because I'm in the structure. Let me go down. There you go. See that cube? So if we go down here and dig, we will find that ore. And most of the time, there's other ore with it. That is way down there, though. Let me be honest. But we're going to go down and get it to show you. All right, we've made it really close to the ore, and I'm just going to get a few more blocks here to get to it. And there it is. Most of the time, ore is surrounded by other ore. So there's a second piece. But if you get to the point where you don't see anymore, here's another tip. As long as you have your personal scanner, which is also found in the quest, you hit Q. And when you do that, it will scan for other ore around you, and there's a block. See it right down there below me, kind of highlighted, the white block? That means that there's another piece of ore right there. Okay, and a little word of caution there is using Q and doing all this stuff uses your energy. So that's my next tip and trick. Do be careful. Your gear fuel cells will go down very quickly. And if you run out of fuel, then your harvester, that's a tier 2, hopefully you have the tier 2 at least, it's not as effective. It will take a long time to harvest these blocks compared to what it normally does. It can get a little annoying if you're down in a hole and you're trying to get out and you're out of power. So the next tip I'm going to recommend is always have a couple extra fuel cells on you before you leave the base, because like I said, this stuff goes a lot faster than you realize. Alright everybody, next tip and trick is if you hit tab, this isn't super well explained, but on your robot here, QB1, you can actually click right here to scan again for the last scanned ore. It makes it easier instead of going into this menu and finding the one that you were scanning. A lot of times when you're hunting for a certain type of ore, you have to scan multiple times because you only will find a small pocket of that ore. And so that's kind of a little tip that makes things a little bit easier. The next tip to go along with that is your ship. So here is your speeder, and you can click here to look at all your collections. I only have the one speeder. And then you can do the ship. If you need to summon it, you can actually click here and it will summon you to your ship. This will summon your speeder. This will summon you to your ship. Let me show you how that works. It does use energy. So I do want to make you aware of that. It will use up some energy to do that. But there you go. Now we are back in our ship. All right, the final tip and trick is how to make clay. I see a lot of people get stuck on this. Once you're in your refinery and you have a fuel source at the bottom, as you see there, I have coal, or you can put wood down there. Then you just put dirt up top, and then it will convert it into clay for you. All right, that wraps up my tips and tricks for Cubic Odyssey. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and have yourself a great day.